Hey YouTube, it's Erica, and it is Thursday, April 12th, and I thought that I'd make a quick video to record my experience with the upper GI x-ray, because it wasn't really what I was expecting, and I am guessing other people that need to have this done probably don't know what to expect either. So essentially it's not like an x-ray you'd have for a sprained ankle. It's totally different. So you have to fast the night before, which gave me an indication that it wasn't going to be like a normal x-ray, and it makes sense. So anyway, I went in, and the first thing that they did was gave me two little Dixie cups. One had kind of a powder substance and the other had water. So they had me what they called drink, basically shoot the powder, chase it with the water, and it provided kind of a fizz and a kind of effervescent fizziness. So drink it down. It kind of opens up the intestinal tract, and they said it's gonna. You may have the impulse to burp. Try to repress or suppress that, so that you have as much of the gas in your stomach, so that things kind of expand. I didn't really experience anything all that extreme. Maybe slightly gassy, slight inclination to burp, but nothing that I was like, I have to burp. I have to burp. So that was the first thing, and then the doctor came in, and he was ready to start taking pictures. I was standing up, and they gave me kind of a 20-ounce glass, which had maybe 10 ounces of fluid in it. And the fluid was actually a very thick, pasty substance, like a shake, but thicker, kind of like Elmer's glue. And it was sweetened, and I had to drink that whole thing. So drink, 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 and he's taking pictures and watching, I guess. And that wasn't, I wouldn't order that at a restaurant. It wasn't like, oh, this is delicious. But it was tolerable. At the end, I was like, all right, good, I'm done. Whew. And then after that, that table I was kind of standing against lowered, and they took a bunch of pictures. I'd be breathing, and he'd say, now hold your breath. He'd take a bunch of pictures because the stomach was in the right position. Then continue breathing. And what was interesting is there was a monitor right there, and I could see my stomach kind of moving around and all that kind of thing. And it didn't mean anything to me because the resolution on it was bad, and I'm not a surgeon or a doctor. But it was still interesting. How many times do you have the opportunity to see your insides and how they work? So that was kind of cool. And then at one point I had to drink a third fluid, which I think was barium or something. And that wasn't bad. It was no worse than the thick shake, I think. So now I've been given, and I haven't done it yet, but I've been given the instructions to drink up a lot of water today and kind of get this stuff out of my system. So my stomach's kind of gurgling. That was a couple hours ago that I had the procedure done, and my stomach's kind of gurgling, but I quickly had to come home and start working. So I haven't done all the water that I need to do yet, so I need to do that. Next steps are, I've got actually the images on a CD, but the images as well as the results will be sent to my primary physician, and then they're going to forward that to my surgeon. My surgeon just won't have the images. So I have a DVD, CD, whatever, of that in case they say, well, we need it. So that's what's going on there. Interestingly, the doctor today said I do have reflux, which I never knew. It must be mild enough that I don't know how do you know you have reflux? I would think that you'd know, like something's happening that shouldn't be happening in your throat and your mouth, and I don't sense that. But he's like, do you ever taste acid? I'm like, no. So I do burp kind of a lot, I guess. Like I've noticed that on YouTube videos that all of a sudden I'm talking, and I need to kind of like burp a little bit, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I certainly don't have any pain after meals or whatever. So Thursday, surgery's on Tuesday. This is nuts. Still don't know where I'm going to stay. All my parents are like, I don't want to say fighting over me, but they're both kind of like, well, why don't you stay with me? Or you can stay with, my parents are divorced, and so my dad's like, stay with me, and then my mom's like, well, why don't you stay with me after you're with your dad? And I'm like, it's really sweet. I feel very loved. I guess I just don't want to, I don't want to be an imposition, and I'm hoping that I don't need other people. I just need to rest and chill out and not be bothered and all that. But I have a lot of planning to do. I've got to figure out the dog. I've got to figure out, all that kind of stuff. I need to figure out very quickly. So we'll see. But exciting. So until next time, YouTube. That's it. Bye.